Hi, it's Vex, and today, the finale of the Journey of Bling. That is right. Over the last 3 episodes, spanning almost 2 years, you've seen me build my Atraxa deck from nothing. And now we're here, right at our final set of cards to our Atraxa, which I've gotten altered from the original Double Masters. Now Double Masters 2 coming out 2 years later, and we're finally finishing our deck. I finally can play this foiled deck. I've been waiting a long time, spending quite a bit of money, of course, to bling out this deck. So, to catch you up, if you didn't watch the other episodes or you haven't watched it in a while, we have our commander plus 90 cards, excluding our second copy of our commander, English copy, just in case anybody wants to know what it does. I love having English copy around because not everybody can speak Phyrexian. Each episode I've added 30 cards, and now we're adding another about 32 more cards. I know, of course, like any other good commander player, we're over by a lot, like by 20 cards. But we're going to go over what we had so far real quickly. We had some foil tokens, of course. Always have tokens and always have them foil for your full foil deck. Even all the tokens are foil, which is super sweet. We have some creatures here like Hangerback Walker, Walking Ballista, Arachi Jelly. So before I keep going on, the goal of the deck is not to have the most expensive version, but just a version that I like, which sometimes, most of the times, is the most expensive version of that card. No, I don't like old border cards. I actually hate old border cards because I like the newest borders because, you know, graphically they're nicer. That's why they changed the borders, because these are nicer borders. People like old borders because it's nostalgic. You know, I've been playing the game for a very long time, early 90s. It is nostalgic to me, but I don't like them. No old border cards in this deck, period. That's my rule. I know some people might be like throwing up in their souls a little bit because they love old border. That's not for me. Anyways, we have some creatures. Have a cool watermarks. I love watermarks. Full arts, definitely love the full arts. You know, sometimes you got a regular card, nothing special going on. Evolution stage there. Of course, Graveyard Hate and Scavenging Ooze always have Graveyard Hate, as I said. Here we have some etched foil goodness here. Rayhan, Rishgar, regular foil. I love the watermarks. Like I have cards with watermarks. Forgotten Ancient, boring. Ishai, etched foil. As you can see, some cool creatures. They all deal with +1/+1 counters or doubling counters. All the creatures do something with counters. Deep Glow Skate, Colonial Hydra, Rolesk has double proliferate when it dies. Versus Gear Hulk. This is the invention frame. If they ever redo this in frame, they would just collapse the entire market because no one has confidence that their cool frame might have value. So be careful about that, Wizard. Don't reprint this frame. Vorinclex, even though I want more of the frame, it just makes it valueless if you reprint the frame. Just like this cool Kaldheim frame. It'd be cool if they went to Kaldheim again and reprinted frame, just like they went to Baldur's Gate and did use the Adventures of the Forgotten Realm frame, which I hate, by the way. I do have the Arachi Jelly that is of that frame, but don't like it. Teferi, you know, Swords, Assassin's Trophy, Contentious Plan. Nothing special about that card, but it does proliferate. Cyclonic Rift, full art from Double Masters. The OG, Demonic Tutor from Ultimate Masters. I bet you in Double Masters 2 they're going to have a full art Demonic Tutor. I'm recording this before Double Masters 2, but they probably will have that. Dovin's Veto, Farseek, Fracture, 3 Visits, Anguish Unmaking, Balagate Recovery, Cultivate, full art. Now, my deck building style has changed over the last 2 years. So I will be cutting some cards like Dovin's Veto because we don't want to play counter. We don't play counter spells. Fracture doesn't work as well as I thought it would, so that's being removed. Kodama's Reach has a full art printing, so that's getting swapped. Stuff like that, which we'll go over. Teferi's Protection, Toxic Deluge, Tezzert's Gamble, so they both had the Showcase, Strixhaven art. Vanquish the Horde, that came in last minute right there. Then you have some counters, Mazzer, Astral Cornucopia, Everflowing Chalice, Mana Crypt, which I don't think I'm going to keep this, to tell you the truth. It's a very powerful card. It's a beautiful card. It's worth a lot of money. Let's just get rid of it now. Soul Ring, Ozolith, Arcane Signet. As you saw, I had the cut Arcane Signet from your deck. This might get cut, but I just love the art, so I might just go to my Brea deck. Who knows? Lightning Greave, might cut that because I don't have room. Chromatic Lantern. Again, I cut all mana rocks from any green deck, even 5-color green deck. The art's so cool, I might make an exception. Who knows? Contagion Engine, Great Henge, Smothering Tide. They're coming out with the Judge Pro one. Looks amazing. So, or they might come with a full art one from Double Masters, so it might get replaced. You know, in second thought, I should record this after Double Masters, replace some cards. But you know what? I wanted to play this deck so bad. It's just, I need to record it so I can play the deck. Doubling Season, Bojuka Bog, and some lands. Here I have all the fetch lands, shock lands, and the Battle Bond lands. This is before the, no, this is not before, after the Midnight Hunt lands, but I just don't have room for all of them. I have the Bob Ross art. The full art Triomes, more Bob Ross. It looks so beautiful. The original Expeditions, new Expeditions. So just gorgeous lands. I'm a fan right through. So that is our state of the deck here. We cut Mana Crypt already. That's one card already cut from the deck. No pressure. So here are the new cards that we're adding. New powerful cards. We have our Esper Sentinel. Has nothing to do with +1/+1 counter schemes, but the tax gets higher as it gets bigger. So that's definitely something that we are really happy about. Conclave Mentor. You know, if one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that may +1, then are put on it instead. So increases the +1/+1 counter. New Graveyard Hate Lion Sash from Neon Dynasty. It's like Scavenging Ooze, a second Scavenging Ooze. Gotta have it. I love Graveyard Hate. The more the format moves on, the more the graveyard becomes more and more important. The more important it is to have Graveyard Hate. Wine Constrictor does a little Conclave Mentor additional counter deal. Abzan Falconer, so we got a lot more creatures in this update. It does have the watermark, but it doesn't have the shiny watermark. A little disappointing, but gotta have the watermark one. Has Outlast and gives creatures with +1/+1 counters flying. Flux Channeler, kind of like Evolution Stage, cast non-creature spell Proliferate. Even though we don't have that many non-creature spells, we have enough because we have artifacts, enchantments, and sorcerer's instants that this proliferates pretty regularly. So we love that creature right there. Mana Gorger Hydra is another Ishai. When our player casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it has trample. So I love that. It gets big really fast. Tuskguard Captain is kind of like another Abzan Falconer, except for gives people +1/+1 counters trample. Abzan Falconer gives it flying. So we have a lot of synergies. You can also Outlast, tap one blue, one green, tap to Outlast, give it a +1/+1 counter. It's super cool because it gives itself a counter. If you have Doubling Season or Wine Constrictor, Conclave Mentor, it gives itself more counters. Gem Razor, I got this, has nothing to do with +1/+1 counters, does destroy artifact enchantments. Might not make the cut, but I just love the art. Sometimes you include cards in the deck for other reasons than making the deck good. This one, the art, might get cut, who knows. I actually haven't built the full 100 yet. We're going to go through it in the second half of this video, so that's going to be really fun. Herald of Secret Streams. Creatures with +1/+1 counters on them can't be blocked. Just like our Crater Hoof. Build a big army, put +1/+1 counters on things, and make them unblockable. Master Biomancer. Right here, love the watermark. Each creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Master Biomancer's power. And is immune. So usually 2 +1/+1 counters, but can be more. We have Spark Double, which clones and then adds a +1/+1 counter. It's, can make another Atraxa, and also has a natural counter to Proliferate. We'll see how Spark Double, I think of Spark Double. I think the 20 cards or so that I cut, I'll keep them around, minus Mana Crypt. I'm just going to sell that or wherever. I'll keep around to, swap in and out as I try the deck. Toxrill, the Corrosive. This is a creature that has nothing to do with +1/+1 counter dice, but it has the showcase art is not the double feature art, but showcase art from Crimson Vow, Crimson Vow, Midnight Hunt. It does put counters on things your opponents control. So it's a little, not +1/+1 counters theme, but it is counters theme. It looked really cool, so I got it for the deck. Might be cut. Damn, it's like a Wrath of God. Again, might be cut because we got Toxic Deluge, Farewell, Vanquish the Horde, or I use this instead of Vanquish the Horde, I don't know. Double black is hard to get in a 4-color deck like this. Inspiring Call, draw a card for each creature you control, +1/+1 counters. Those creature gains indestructible until end turn. So good card draw. Could be kind of dead because only the creatures with +1/+1 counters get indestructible. Might draw one card, so I'm still thinking about that. I like cards that are good on all axes. If you're behind, if you're ahead, this is really good, but you're already ahead, so do you need a card like this? Who knows? Maybe in Commander you do. You have Kodama's Reach. This is a full art one, so we got this one ready to go to replace the other, partial extended art Kodama's Reach. Void Ren, Gilded, of course. That looks amazing. I love the gilded color. Another Tezzeret's Gambit. I like this one because of the watermark. This is the one I'm definitely going to use. I'm going to get rid of the Mystical Archive one. I really don't like the art on that one. Going to use this. Talking about board wipes, Farewell. Etched foil, Farewell. Very gorgeous. Rishkar's Expertise, just a regular foil. Sometimes it's just a regular foil. Farewell does farewell things. Rishkar's Expertise draws cards equal to greatest in power among creatures you have. Your creatures do grow. Love that card. Eerie Ultimatum. I just love the picture. This is definitely a good card when you're behind. You got board wiped, not farewelled, but board wiped into your graveyard. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Essentially, in a singleton format, you return everything to the battlefield. It has some utility things. Soul Guide Lantern, good artifact hate. Sword of Truth and Justice does a proliferate thing. I got it because it has that keyword. It's a sword. It looks cool in foil. I'm unsure. Might get cut. I do want to ask the viewers, probably I should have asked it earlier, if you think anything should be cut, add them to the comments below. If you think anything should be a must-have for Atraxa, add those to the comments below, and then when I do my deck tech, we'll show you the final deck. But here, we're going to get the rough 100 after we go through here. Simic Ascendancy, ++++ counters on things, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, if it has Simic Ascendancy has 20 or more growth counters on it, you win the game. So when one or more +++ counters are put on a creature you control, put that many growth counters on Simic Ascendancy. This might be a cool alternate win condition, or it might be too slow. Still cuttable, unsure. Broker's Ascendancy, definitely not cuttable because I love the art and I love that gildedness. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter each creature you control and a loyalty counter each planeswalker you control. We're interested in the +1/+1 counters. You can stack this in Atraxa because they both trigger at the beginning of your end step. This happens first, and then Atraxa proliferate. Very good. We have the Ballaristic Study, new art, if you know what I mean. Looks amazing right there. It's expensive. Judge Foil, Ristic Study. Has nothing to do with +1/+1 counters. It's not cutting. I'm not cutting that. It's a very strong card. I'm keeping it. Feldar Retreat, Landfall, +1/+1 counters or makes dudes. Very good. Boseiju. So we're adding new lands here. Boseiju kills land, artifacts, and enchantments. I was about to say creatures, or I did say creatures, and I cut it. Then we have the Triomes, Spara's Headquarters, and Fiend's Tower. Boom, boom, full art. Of course, 3/4 lands. Another cool land, Gavney Township. I know it's hard to see. It is a Celestia land. Adds +1/+1 counters. It's not that greatly printed. And then I have a new, again, my philosophy has changed. Thespian Stage, Vesuva, add to every single deck. Very good. Yawamayo, Creative Growth. I know this comes in Old Border. Hate Old Border. Have this new one. Then we have new foil tokens. Front side for our cats. Right here for Feldar Retreat. And for the Slug. For Toxrill. Alright, let's separate this out into the land, creature, instant sorceries pile, and then make the cuts. When I say lands, I mean lands and ramp. Usually I start the deck here first. These are the cards I believe I'm going to keep. I did some work beforehand, so it's not so boring. But definitely going to have fetch lands. So we have the 6 fetch lands we're definitely keeping right here. From Zendikar Expedition number 2. 6 fetch lands. Evolving Wild. I know Fable Passes is a million times better. Infinitely better than Evolving Wilds. But it doesn't have the cool Bob Ross lands. So we're going to keep it because we love Bob Ross. I watched Bob Ross as a kid. And this is never leaving the deck. Prismatic Vista. Good fetch land. There. This might be replaced out. But so far the land base is going to have that. These are our multicolored lands. We're going to have the 4 3-color lands right here. Zaggoth Triome, Indalta Triome, Fiend's Tower, and Spara's Headquarters. Everything's a forest except for this last one. So it can be fetched with 3 visits, but Farseek can get them all. That's cool. And I have Mana Confluence. Looks gorgeous, so I gotta have it. Exotic Orchard and the cool command tower from the Commander's Arsenal. Okay, so that's our land base there. Definitely gonna have shock lands. All 6 shock lands for the fetch lands. They look gorgeous with the watermark. We're going to have utility lands. Bajuka Bog goes in every deck that has black, no matter what color, 5 color. It's in there. It's a black land. Then we have our Yavimaya, because green is very important. Usually it is. Boseiju, because it looks amazing, and it does a lot of cool things. Very important. Karn's Bastion does have a watermark and does have proliferate. We don't have that. We don't want that many colorless lands. We have 4. These lands, well, Vesuva is a semi-colorless. It will can turn into anything that's on the battlefield. Do not copy your own legendary land because it will blow up, like Boseiju or Yavimaya, but you can copy anything else. Decimate Stage, auto include, gotta have. Karn's Bastion, I just love the watermark. I love the art. Technically, I think this land's subpar. I'd rather have basic over it, but we're not playing for a most efficient deck. We're just playing for a deck that we just love to look at. Academy Township, because it's just all black. It's just, again, I would usually cut this and Karn's Bastion for color lands. They look good. Basic lands, as with Evolving Wilds, we are not cutting any of the Bob Ross lands, period. Never will be cut, even though I would probably bias this deck towards green. They're not getting cut. All 8 lands. Then, unfortunately, we had to cut the snow-covered lands. We only have room for 1 snow-covered forest. Green is the name of the deck. So we had to cut snow-covered island, plains, swamp. And then we cut all the battle bond lands. It makes me sad, but we just don't have room. I think they made so many good lands for EDH, you just don't have enough room. Right there. We've cut our Konami's Reach because we have a second art. And definitely our Mana Crypt, so those are our mana-producing items that we have cut from the deck. This will put us to 38 lands. That is actually a lot of lands, but we have fetch lands that thin out our deck. I lied. I count 37 lands. My bad. 37 is usually a good amount. I think I want to stick there. I originally had 38. I had the snow-covered island there, but it's like, 37 because we have ramp. Watch the command zone. Their recommendation of 10 pieces of ramp. We have more than 10. So, in continuing with my theme, I will cut. Oh, I love this art, but these arts, we'll think about it. We'll think about how that. We won't cut them yet. So these are ramp, Farseek 3 visits, cultivate, Konami's Reach, Smothering Tide, Great Henge. These are late game ramp, but they're so good. This is ramp and card draw, very good. Not cuttable. Here maybe Smothering Tide can get cut, but nah. Let's keep it. I love Smothering Tide. Astral Cornucopia, Everflowing Chalice, really good. Soul Ring, never be cut. Rishkar is a +1/+1 counters theme creature, and so is Incubation Druid, won't be cut. So these are 10 pieces of ramp here, 10, 12, 11. Unfortunately, we're gonna do the dirty and cut Arcane Signet and Chromatic Lantern. We want to have the least amount of artifact vulnerability to Farewell and Mana Blast as we can. But I think Everflowing Chalice and Astral Cornucopia are definitely worth having. You can always pay. Astral Cornucopia gets crazy with Atraxa because you could just pay XXX and have one counter and then keep adding more charge counters and tapping for more and more. Same for Everflowing Chalice. Soul Ring is always there. So that puts our deck at 37, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. At 48 cards. This part I'll do a little differently. Usually when I build a deck, I build it online first and then I start making cutting cards. But this is actually, we have a physical deck and I have to make physical cuts. And it's a little more interesting because, the art does impact the cuts. This is why I had my original pile. This is why I have my new pile. So let's just go through it, go through the process. I'm like, keep pile, maybe pile, definitely cut. Unfortunately, Gem Razor, I love it, but God, it has nothing to do with the theme. So I definitely cut. S%, I'll definitely keep. Conclave Mentor is a maybe. Lion Sash, definitely keep. Because I love +1/+1 counters and Graveyard Hate, and it does both. Lion Constrictor is a maybe. Absent Felter, definitely keep. Flux Shower, definitely keep. Managord Hydras is a big chunky creature, has trample. Tuskar Captain, definitely keep. Herald of Secret Stream, maybe. Master Biomancer, maybe. Spark Double, maybe. A lot of maybes. Toxrill, I love it. I love the things that it does, but gotta cut Toxrill. Gotta cut something. Now these can come back if I have room, right? All these can come back if I have room. So these are the definitely keeps. These are the maybes. These are cuts. Mecha Godzilla, Hangerback Walker, keep. Walking Ballista, keep. Rachi Jelly, cut. I don't like the art. I know it's good in Atraxa deck, I just don't like the art. Just can't do it. Gadget Ooze, definitely keep. Evolution Sage, definitely keep. Good Fortune Unicorn, maybe. Pure, definitely keep, because Pure comes with Toothy, and they are fun, and I just love the fact that they are partnered with, and they can find each other. Definitely gonna keep. I love my alternate pair of commanders, Rayhan and Ishai. Definitely keep. Corpsejack Menace on this chopping block too. Fathom Mage, maybe. Forgotten Ancient, whenever a player casts a spell, you may put +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. So it's kind of like the Hydra, except for at the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient onto another creature. So you have doubling season, it doubles. So that's pretty neat. Pelucranos Unchained, that is a maybe. Deep Ghost Gate, that's a maybe. Colonial Hydra, definitely. Need some big fats. Rolesk, screw it, double proliferate, gotta have it. Verse Gearhulk, definitely keeping. Vornklex, definitely keeping. So those are our creature package. So we just are not keeping any 3 of these, which is very low. That's why deck building is very hard. Cutting it down from 150 to 100, extremely difficult. These we're keeping. We're putting under Atraxa. So we're gonna keep. I can't. Tokens flying everywhere. We're gonna keep these maybes. Put in a maybe pile. Let's look through our spells. I forgot Planeswalker. It's Fairy. Gotta keep, because it's only Planeswalker, and we just love Planeswalkers. All right, Source Postures. Ultra Staple, include. Assassin's Trophy, Ultra Staple, definitely include. Contentious Plan, that's still a maybe. Does, it's a really good cycler. Pays 2, proliferate, draw a card. Cyclonic Rift, Ultra Staple. Demonic Tutor, expensive card, I'm gonna keep. I'm not gonna not have it in my deck. Delvin's Veto is definitely, we'll put this in the out pile. Fracture, we're taking out. We talked about it earlier. Anguish Unmaking, definitely keep. Balga Recovery, of course. Fairy's Protection, I love this art. I have a playmat of this art if you haven't seen it in my videos. Keeping that one. Toxic Deluge, Ultra Staple. Tezzart's Gamble, we are replacing that with a different art. Vanquish the Horde, that's a maybe. Ozolith, super cheap. When I say super cheap, cheap to cast, not cheap to buy, of course. Lightning Greaves, that's a maybe. Contagion Engine, it's got the watermark. I love watermarks, keeping it. Doubling Season, we're definitely keeping that. The new cards here, so we look through the old cards. Damn, maybe. Inspiring Call, maybe. Void Ren, it's gilded. I'm keeping it. Tezzart's Gambit, we don't want that one. I'm keeping this. Farewell. Etch Foil, keeping it. Resource Expertise, and maybe. Eerie Ultimatums, maybe. Soulguard Lantern, Ultra Staple, keep. Sword, it's a maybe. Civic Ascendancy, it's a maybe. Broker Ascendancy, definitely keep. Felder Retreat, maybe. Keep Rhystic's Dice. So let's do a count of what we're definitely keeping and see what we have left. All right, we've counted everything. We have 38 cards that we will definitely want to keep, plus the lands here, which is 37, plus the ramp, which makes it 48. So now we have 85 cards that we definitely want to keep, plus our commander 86. So we have 14 more cards. I've done the breakdown of the numbers here. We have 19 creatures, 1 planeswalker, 11 instant sorceries, 3 artifacts, and 3 enchantments. They don't count the other piece of ramp. So usually I like to have 30-some creatures, maybe 34, but sometimes all the way down to like 30. But I never like to be below 30 because this is a creature-centric format. So let's just try to get this number close to 30 here. So we'll get all the creatures that we have left in our pile. And that might be all the rest of the creatures, so we might add them all back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That gets us to 31. So, sometimes you just take them all and add them all back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's easy. We'll just add 10 in. So I just added 10 of our maybes. Add them all in. No problem. 35. Okay, so we added 10 in. Now we have 4 left, which is difficult, right? It's not too difficult. Right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, so we get 4 of the 10 cards that we have left here. If I can just scooch everything up. Here. We're definitely not adding another planeswalker, so we only have 1. Ozolith. So I really like Eerie Ultimatum. because it just saves us from going behind. So let's just add that in there. A 1. Okay. Sword, Truth, and Justice, I think I can cut. It's too slow, and I think everything else is just a little faster. So we'll cut that one in. Rishkar's Expertise, we do want more card draw. I'll think about that. Lightning Greaves, I like it a lot, but you know, it is what it is. Time to say goodbye. Okay, Civic Ascendancy is a little slow. I know it's an alternate win condition, but you know, we want to smack people in the face. We'll take that out. Okay, I have 3 of these cards left. I'm really looking at either one of these, Vanquish the Horde or Damn, and I think Vanquish the Horde just does more. Because if I do Wrath of God mode, it does cost 4 mana, and doing the black is hard. You know, it's not hard in this deck because I have fetchlands and everything, but black is it does mean something. I think not a lot of people think about these colored mana symbols, but once you try to cast Damn and Eerie Ultimatum with the 5 black symbols, it's hard. It gets hard. Atraxa has a black symbol on it too. Toxic Deluge does. So I like. Let's think about that. Inspiring Call versus Contentious Plan. I'd rather have the faster card draw. So I think if we'll just do it like this, right? This is card draw here, and we have. I know this is the most anguishing part right here. These all do kind of the same thing. These do the same thing. Felder Retreat does not. So we'll put this back in because we don't have something that does that. Right there. Now this is a hard call. If I were you or me, I am me because I can make this decision. I'll put the bigger card draw spell. This usually draws more cards than this because I'm not going wide with +1/+1 counters. This is indestructible. Oh, it's so hard. Contentious Plan is out. I think it's good, but it's out. I got Tezzeret's Gambit. Actually, I might have that over Tezzeret's Gambit, but Tezzeret's Gambit because I love the art. Okay, so down to this. I have Vanquish the Horde in every single deck. So I think we're going to try out Damn as our creature removal spell. It's very versatile. It does the thing that you need to do. Vanquish the Horde is very, very good. I just don't have room. Let's check. Let's check if what we're doing in here. So usually I like to check what I'm doing. I have Board Wipe here. I have Toxic Deluge, and I have a Farewell somewhere in here. So I have 3 Board Wipes. I might just need this 4th Board Wipe here. So let's add these 2 here. We're at 14 cards we added. So now we can make cuts, right? We can move down a creature. I think I like having the 2 Board Wipes. Because this is more single target removal spell. So I'm willing to cut down a creature here. Because we didn't cut any creatures, we just threw them all in there. I'm willing to cut a creature. Let's see which creature that we should cut. Good Fortune Unicorn, puts an extra +1. Actually, when another creature ATBs on your control, put +1/+1 counter on a creature. So it doesn't even double, it just puts another one on there. So I just think it's cool. Master Biomancer, adds tokens, but I think it's a little slow. I think the Stark Double is the one because it copies our creatures, but I'd rather just have creatures that do good stuff. Okay, Spark Double is getting cut. We had those 2 removal spells in there, and now we are down to these 2 cards. 101st card. Let's check our card draw. Here we have the Great Henges 1. So let's pull the Great Henge from our pile back in here. Thank you for staying so long in this video. But this deck building process does take a while. We have our card draw here, Great Henge. We have, let's see what else we have here. Heuristic Study. Good card draw right there. So we might include these 2 and cut something else. Tezzeret's Gambit, card draw. We don't have a lot of card draw, do we? We have Teferi is a little bit of card draw, not a lot. So we'll just get rid of this. We know we have space for 1 more and make room on this playmat. Let's see here. We have, I know Esper Sentinel is card draw. We do not have a lot of card draw actually, so I think the best course of action is to, that's card draw. The best course of action is probably to include both. Okay, let's include both. Let's do another painful cut. Here, we might still consider cutting Vanquish the Horde, because getting card draw helps us draw these cards. I don't want to cut any of these, so that's out of the question here. Welcome to deck building, my friends. It's very painful. I think I could. I don't want to go 29 creatures. It's not happening. Okay, so I'll cut the removal. The card draw will help me find removal if necessary, because it draws more than one card, draws a bulk amount of cards. So Vanquish the Horde gets to go. Unfortunately, I do have Vanquish the Horde in a lot of decks, so I just want to try different things. Damn is a fun card to try. Okay, so that's our deck right there. Let's put all these cards back in their own respective piles. And then let's show you the final deck. And then we are almost ready to play this deck. I'm super excited. All right, here's our 100 foil cards right here, including our foil Altered Commander. There we go. These are cards that we were sad to say goodbye to. All these cards, all these lovely foil cards, we had to say goodbye. Just part of deck building, though. You gotta cut things. I do wish we had a little more card draw, but you know, it looks beautiful. Stay tuned for my deck tech. I put all these cards together, actually go through the deck tech it, tell you the reasons why I picked these cards, which you can kind of see how I do my deck building here, and then we'll go from there. And I thank you, whoever's seen the first, second, third episode of Journey of Bling and the fourth one and stayed all the way to now. I thank you so much. You can see my old Journey of Blings in the description below. You can also give this video a thumbs up, smash subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you enjoy my content. And as always, have a wonderful day.